Welcome back to the channel. Halloween is creeping closer, and what better way to set the mood than by exploring the animals that have haunted our nightmares for centuries. Before we dive in, I want to give a huge thank you to CurtisSmith for suggesting this video idea in the comments. Without that awesome suggestion, this spooky countdown might not have happened, so make sure you also go show some love and support. Tonight, we'll be diving into the shadows to uncover the top 7 Halloween animals, creatures that humans have feared, worshipped, and told terrifying stories about. From eerie birds that symbolize death, to crawling creatures of the night, these animals are not just part of Halloween decorations, they have dark histories that explain why they're still so scary today. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss more countdowns like this one. And while you're watching, I want you to think, which of these animals creeps you out the most? When we get to the end, drop your answer in the comments, and if you're brave enough, type spooky to prove you survived the countdown. Now, let's step into the world of shadows and begin. Number 7. Rats. Let's start our countdown with an animal that thrives in the dark, the rat. Rats are everywhere, in sewers, in basements, in abandoned houses. Where humans go, rats follow. Their squeaking, scratching, and sudden movements in the shadows have terrified people for centuries. Why are rats tied to Halloween and horror? Because they have long been associated with disease and death. During the Black Death in the 14th century, rats and the fleas they carried helped spread the plague across Europe, killing millions. Imagine living in a time when entire villages were wiped out and people whispered that rats were cursed messengers of doom. Even today, the sound of tiny feet scurrying through walls makes people uneasy. Rats thrive in the darkness, feeding on scraps, multiplying in secret. Their sharp teeth can chew through wood, wires, and even concrete. And in folklore, rats were often said to be companions of witches, scuttling around cauldrons and carrying secret messages. Some stories even suggested that witches could transform themselves into rats to spy on their enemies. Next time you see one dash across a street at night, remember, you're not just looking at a rodent. You're looking at a survivor that has thrived alongside human misery for centuries. Number 6. Black cats. At number 6, we have the black cat, sleek, mysterious, and forever linked with superstition. In the Middle Ages, black cats were considered omens of bad luck. If one crossed your path, people believed it was a warning of death or misfortune. Why? Because black cats became associated with witches. It was believed that witches could transform themselves into cats, slipping through the night unnoticed. Others said that cats were witches' familiars, magical companions that helped them cast spells. Black cats seen near a witch's house were feared as spies of the devil himself. Even today, black cats are deeply tied to Halloween imagery. Their glowing eyes, arched backs, and silent footsteps make them perfect symbols of mystery. On a dark night, a black cat can almost vanish into the shadows, appearing suddenly at your feet like a ghost. But here's the truth. Black cats are just like any other cats, loving, playful, and curious. Sadly, because of these old superstitions, black cats are sometimes treated unfairly. Some shelters even delay adopting him out during October to protect him from people who might harm them around Halloween. So while black cats may have a dark reputation, they also remind us that Halloween is built on centuries of superstition and fear. Number 5. Spiders. Few creatures stir fear like the spider. With 8 legs, too many eyes to count, and the ability to sneak into your house unnoticed, spiders have crawled into nightmares across every culture. Their webs glisten in the dark corners of attics and basements, symbols of decay and things left untouched. And their sudden movements, that skitter across the floor, that drop from the ceiling, are enough to make even the bravest people jump. Why are spiders tied to Halloween? Part of it comes from their connection to witches. Old folklore suggested that spiders were helpers in magical rituals, spinning webs that symbolized fate and destiny. The sight of a spider weaving a web by candlelight was once seen as a bad omen. And then there's the venom. Some spiders, like the black widow or brown recluse, have deadly reputations. Their bites can cause pain, illness, even death, though in truth, most spiders we see are harmless. Still, it's the fear of the unknown that makes spiders terrifying. The idea that one could be hiding under your bed, crawling on your pillow, or dropping silently from the ceiling. That's why spiders are Halloween icons. They embody the fear of the unseen, the lurking danger in the shadows. Number 4. Owls. Next, let's look at a creature of the night that watches silently from above, the owl. Owls are beautiful, powerful birds, but their eerie calls and glowing eyes have earned them a chilling reputation. In ancient times, owls were considered messengers of death. Their haunting hoots in the middle of the night were said to predict doom or misfortune. Some Native American legends warned that hearing an owl call your name meant your spirit would soon leave your body. What makes owls so creepy? First, their eyes. Large, glowing, and forward-facing, they seem to stare right into your soul. Then there's their flight, silent, ghost-like, swooping down on prey without making a sound. Imagine being in a forest at night, hearing nothing but your footsteps, and suddenly, the unblinking eyes of an owl catch the moonlight. No wonder owls are symbols of mystery and fear. Even today, owls appear in Halloween imagery, perched on branches, silhouetted against the moon, watching the world with an otherworldly presence. Number 3. Wolves. Few sounds in the natural world are as chilling as the howl of a wolf beneath a full moon. Wolves are powerful hunters, moving in packs, their glowing eyes piercing the night. But what makes them true Halloween icons is not just their power, it's the legends humans have created about them. Across Europe, people told stories of werewolves, men cursed to transform into wolves when the moon was full, prowling the countryside and feeding on human flesh. Anyone bitten by a werewolf, it was said, would become one themselves. These stories spread fear for centuries, with real hunts for supposed werewolves resulting in executions. Even without the legends, wolves inspire awe and terror. Their howls echo through forests like ghostly voices, sending shivers down the spine. To early humans huddled around campfires, the sound of wolves closing in must have been pure horror. On Halloween night, wolves embody everything humans fear about the wilderness, the untamed, the unstoppable, and the unknown. Number 2. Toads. At number 2, we have the humble toad. At first glance, they may not seem scary, but toads have been tied to witchcraft and dark magic for centuries. In folklore, witches used toads as ingredients in potions. Their warty skin and toxic secretions gave them a sinister reputation, and their croaking at night was said to summon spirits from the underworld. Some stories even claimed that witches could transform into toads to spy on people. Others believed toads carried the souls of the damned, trapped in small, warty bodies forever. Their appearance doesn't help either: rough, bumpy skin, bulging eyes, and sudden movements when disturbed. Imagine walking through a graveyard at night and seeing a toad leap out of the darkness. It's no wonder they became Halloween icons. Number 1. Crows. And finally, the number 1 Halloween animal, the crow. Crows are some of the most intelligent birds on Earth, but their pitch-black feathers, sharp beaks, and ominous calls have made them symbols of death for centuries. In many cultures, crows were believed to be messengers between the living and the dead. Seeing a group of crows, fittingly called a murder of crows, circling in the sky was considered a bad omen. In Norse mythology, crows were companions of Odin, the god of war and death. In European folklore, they were thought to feed on the souls of the fallen. Their haunting calls echoing across fields and graveyards created an unshakable link between crows and death. Even today, the sight of a crow perched on a tombstone or silhouetted against the moon feels like something out of a horror film. They're not just birds, they're living symbols of mystery, darkness, and Halloween itself. And that's our countdown of the top 7 Halloween animals. From rats in the shadows to crows in the skies, each of these creatures has earned its place in our stories, myths, and Halloween traditions. But remember, while they may seem spooky, these animals are also important parts of nature. They aren't evil, they're just misunderstood. The fear comes from the stories we humans have wrapped around them. And once again, a big thank you to CurtisSmith for inspiring this video with their awesome comment. If any of you watching want me to cover your ideas in future videos, leave them down below. You might see your suggestion in the spotlight next time. Now it's your turn. Comment below and tell me which Halloween animal creeps you out the most. And if you made it all the way through this spooky countdown, type spooky in the comments to prove you're brave enough. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss more chilling videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and have a safe, spooky Halloween.